What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my content. So, will Marvel bring back more Netflix heroes after Daredevil? MCU boss respond. Now look, I've seen Netflix Daredevil season 1. I thought it was good. Action, great character development for each character. And I find the show to be very entertaining. And it pretty much worked for the most part because of its Netflix original flavor. And you know what? If it is true that they're going to end up coming home to the MCU, I think chances are they might end up treating them the same way of how they treated on Netflix originally. So this one is really interesting. Let's go over. Ever since Netflix canceled its Marvel shows, fans have been dying to see those heroes once again. This is the dream that Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige confirmed will come true if Charlie Cox returns as Daredevil in a future project. If rumors are to be believed, his reappearance could happen as soon as Spider-Man No Way Home. For those of you who don't know, Daredevil is 100% confirmed to be in the MCU. And you know what? I'm glad that he's there. So now we get to have a proper look of Daredevil. But I think Netflix, for the most part, gave us a good look at Daredevil of how he's supposed to be. Unlike the 2003 version, this Netflix version of Daredevil is very brutal, and he's gritty, and that's the way he was supposed to be portrayed. And you know what? I'm just glad that Netflix was able to give the fans what they want. And the fact that he's a part of the MCU is not only a breath of fresh air, but it kind of gives us hope that we could possibly see more Netflix heroes in the MCU. Talk about former Marvel stars getting another shot at their characters has been a regular topic of conversations during interviews. John Pinto and Kristen Ritter has been among those pissed about the possibility with neither giving away any information, assuming they had anything to hide. Now, let's just face it, each time when there's a topic to be talking about, just know that there will be some leaks online, and you know there's going to be a bunch of people on YouTube talking about it, including myself, and there will be some information, whether we get spoiled or not, because you know what's going to happen, so ain't nothing we can do. So if it's out there, it's out there, because we will cover it. With Cox coming back into the picture, the return of other actors is all but a given at this point. But who and where can fans expect to see them crop up? The head of Marvel Studios has something to say about it. Here we go, y'all. In an interview with Screen Rant, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige touched upon the possibilities of seeing more former Netflix heroes return to the MCU fray. So this is what Kevin had to say. Whenever a character comes back into the MCU sandbox, it becomes another storytelling tool. Woo! I like that. I like that. It becomes another storytelling tool. That means that Daredevil, Punisher. Now, I would have mind seeing the Punisher come to the MCU, but if they were to make him R-rated in the MCU, bruh, they better put him in the proper costume like how he was in the comic. Because the Punisher is one of my favorite characters from the Marvel Universe. I would have loved to see him in the MCU. It would have worked completely. This is what we gotta say once again. I've always said that whenever a character comes back into the Marvel sandbox, it becomes another tool in the storytelling ability of the MCU. As I said before, the good news is all will be revealed when people finally watch. You heard him, y'all. All will be revealed when we watch the movie. Because it's already been confirmed that, you know, Daredevil is in Spider-Man No Way Home. Based on the trailer, he's Peter Parker's lawyer. And you know what? It's already obvious that he's already confirmed for the MCU. Now, if the Fantastic Four came out with the MCU film with the tease of the Punisher in it, oh, I would have loved to see the Punisher in his MCU debut. Blade is getting his MCU debut as well. So does She-Hulk, you name it. Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock is rumored to partake in a few upcoming projects, including No Way Home, She-Hulk, and Echo. The actor is jumping into the deep end when it comes to his return. While his former show was hardly connected to the MCU now, he set to interweave between at least 3 projects before he potentially gets his own spotlight. Now, I have no idea that he was part of the She-Hulk in the other show, so I was right on along. Because if he's appeared in other MCU projects, it's obvious to me that he's already in it. So I wonder what he's gonna do in the She-Hulk TV show. When it comes to some of the other Netflix heroes, one place where audience could see Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones show up again in She-Hulk, maybe even reuniting with her Defenders ally. The character is a private investigator, so she paths could cross with Jennifer Walters in one of her cases. While other advocates for Finn Jones' Iron Fist to return certainly isn't high, at least some incarnations of the character will fit nicely into the future Shang-Chi storyline. After all, the first film teased the possible extents of Kung-Lan and his Dragon Shou-Lao. Jesus Christ. It's like there's so many things going on in the MCU that got plans going on. But it's a possibility that those characters could end up coming into the MCU. I just hope they do it right. So all we can do is just watch and see. Another possibility for the character would be the team up that everyone has wanted for over a half a decade now. Heroes for Hire. It would be a perfect place for not only Iron Fist to make for his lackluster public opinion, but also pave the way for Then there's John Bernthal, who has been vocal about wanting to reprise his role of Frank Castle. Provided Marvel Studios does it right, the character could fit perfectly besides the darker MCU character like Blade and Black Knight, and maybe even Ghost Rider, whatever he eventually make his way into the picture. Until then, fans can tune into the Spider-Man No Way Home when it hits theaters on worldwide on December 17th. Hopefully, all the whispers about Charlie Cox end up being true. Things that I struggle with, so y'all please forgive me for that. Yeah, doing these commentary videos is really hard for me to do. I'd rather just do regular videos when I can just edit out my stuttering. But yeah, so getting back to this article, this is a nice article. It has me interested, and I wanted to know if it's a possibility that any of these characters could show up in the MCU. But like I said, all we can do is just sit and watch and see what they can do and what they can come up. Yeah, you already know the picture. So y'all enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. Be in the description. Yeah, I'm out of here, y'all.